Well, Jeremy, reactions from all quarters tonight on this leaked provisional report. You heard there from the ANC, the security cluster and the public protector all weighing in. We'll deal with those reactions in detail later. For now, UNISA Professor Dirk Kotzé joins Newsnight here on the lawn of the Union building. Professor, good evening and thanks for coming in. The security cluster today, in its statement saying it did its own investigation and it found essentially that no state money was used for these non-security upgrades. What they did find, however, were irregularities in how 3 Zuma-appointed entities became state contractors. Surely the question is, why was no one brought to book for this?
Yes, that is indeed one of the, I would say, one of the most important issues that were raised both by the Public Protector's report and now also by the public position that Public Works is taking up. So on that point, there's concurrence about what is one of the key issues with respect, and that is that first of all, Public Works didn't have the internal processes of making sure that there's first the escalation of cost, but secondly also that they use basically President Zuma's private companies and as well as his architect and embrace them and use them by the department itself, and therefore the department started to pay them instead of President Zuma in terms of his personal liabilities.
And perhaps chillingly, according to this provisional report, is the fact that there were attempts made by certain members within the Public Works cluster to try and bring these irregularities to light and to apportion liability, financial liability on the president. That didn't seem to get anywhere.
Yes, that is indeed so, and according to the reports on the leaks, they tried to put pressure on the then Deputy Minister of Public Works for her to accept that this is the approach that should be followed. But the clear implication is that they want to move it away from President Zuma's personal responsibilities to that of state responsibilities. And that is why I think we see now that they use the justification of security considerations as a way of getting around the problem of private versus the public responsibility.
Because essentially, as that Man and Guardian report points out, that when you are privately appointed and then become a state appointee, as was the case with the architect, the quantity surveyor and the builders, that they're serving two masters, which is the way the newspaper puts it.
Yes, indeed so. And there is obviously President Zuma or the client's interest that is given through to the architect and the companies, but at the same time the financial responsibility is now carried by the government department, and that is the conflict of interest that there is. On the one hand, the instructions which come from the one side, but the financial responsibilities that comes from the other side.
I just want to ask you a final quick question. Do you find it curious that Thuli Madonsela is invoking a section of the Public Protector Act in saying that it's unethical and, more importantly, unlawful to release these details?
Well, in the past, some of her interim reports or provisional reports have become public, and she didn't use the same argument. So I think in this case she tries to be extra careful that she is not implicated in this situation and that she's being accused of being responsible for the leak and therefore complicating the political implications. She said that she wanted to depoliticize it, and I think now it is politicized again.
Well, there you have it from the lawns of the Union buildings, Jeremy. We're in conversation with another political analyst at 7, Nico Maluleke, for more insightful analysis on the repercussions of this leaked report.
Senior anchor Iman Rappetti in Pretoria for us within the past hour.
News that moves. eNCA.com.